be able to close the gap. I've seen teams where one division is failing, the other division says, that's okay, I think I can eke out an extra $1 million this quarter. That's actually my commitment to a shared goals. But last week, I think is a great example I saw of what I would consider true shared goals. We coach teams to actually own each other's success. And in owning each other's success, there was an individual, we'll call her Jane. Jane wasn't meeting her numbers. And right in the middle of the meeting, one of the other individuals in the team said, hey, hold on a second. Instead of all of us just eking out a little bit more for this quarter, let's actually sit here and try to figure out if there's a way we can help Jane meet her numbers and get back on track. They called what we call a CPS, a collaborative problem-solving discussion. Pretty quickly, they looked at the numbers, they looked at the opportunities in the pipeline, and they recognized that an increase in renewal rate could actually make a pretty significant difference. So out of the blue, the chief legal counsel asked the question, what if we had a slight change in the contract such that we might be able to create more excitement around faster renewals? And in fact, the chief legal counsel went as far as to say, I'll put a couple of lawyers full-time over the next quarter just to call the individuals who are up for renewal to see if we can excite them to renew faster and perhaps with a higher degree of renewal. As a result of this work, this particular organization was able to increase renewals by 30%. When do you hear of that? When do you hear of an individual who stops a meeting and owns each other's success, not just throwing them some small support, but instead the entire team owning each other's shared goals?
So that was Keith FeraZzi. And what you guys just listened to is something I believe in heavily. What he actually said at the end, I believe in heavily. Instead of just being in a meeting and noticing when an employee is struggling and either sitting back and saying nothing at all and honestly saying to yourself, I'm glad this isn't me, or offering, let's just call it what it is, a bullshit piece of advice just to be heard so that you can point to your boss and say, hey, at least I tried. Legitimately look at that person and say, your goal is my goal. I'm on your team. We're on this team. We're here together, and I'm going to figure out a legitimate way to help you achieve your goal. Now, what happens is a lot of people look at that as, oh, you're doing the work for Jane. Oh, you're doing the work for Derek. Oh, Derek can't handle his own work. There should be more silos. Each and every person needs to be able to own their role. But the last time I checked, and this is an exact example of what Keith FeraZzi was talking about, the last time I checked, each and every person works for a logo. So the motivation to help, the drive to help, outside of the emotional stuff that you guys know I love, let's just talk pure objective in business. The desire and the drive to help should be because it's the right thing to do by the logo. So if it's the right thing to do by the logo, then it very much is in your job description. It very much is in your wheelhouse to find out how you can legitimately help drive business forward. And how you do that is by building authentic relationships and friendships. And when you build those authentic relationships and friendships, the likelihood of you reaching out and giving a true, impactful solution, not some bullshit tactic or tip, a solution of how you can help Jane get things done and get back on track. That is how great organizations gain speed and traction and grow fast and grow quickly. I understand there is definitely certain times throughout an organization where siloed work is needed. But collaboration, true collaboration, this example that Keith FeraZzi was talking about, that's what I'm a fan of. That's what I believe in. That's how you grow a big organization. That's how you have a great culture. Because when I see someone take full responsibility for someone else's goals and deliverables, that means they are fully bought in to the logo and the team. That doesn't mean they always have to bail them out, because people do need to be accountable for their own work and their own deliverables. And they do have to be able to own their role and prove and show that they are worth the $74,000, the $125, the $278. But let's call it what it is, right? We're human beings. Maybe Jane is going through a divorce that you guys don't even know about. And even that's a problem, but we're just sticking on objective business. Maybe Jane is going through something personally in her life with her own self-doubt. Maybe Jane is just objectively having a bad couple of quarters. And she's been in this game for 25 years. And with the new emergence of technology and some of the new hustlers in their early 20s and some of the different language and some of the different systems and protocols that are happening in the game, maybe she's just falling behind a bit and she needs some help and some support. It doesn't mean you have to fire her. It doesn't mean that she's bad. It doesn't mean that she's not effective. It simply means she needs help. And I love it. I love collaboration. I love help. I love support. I love teamwork. It's probably because of my football career, my athletic career. But I think it's mainly because it's the right human being thing to do. Oh, and by the way, it actually leads to more business. You have to focus on the logo. Don't focus on how much productivity you can get out of one human being because you're paying them $400K, $200K, $100K. Focus on the $900K collectively between the four people and how much productivity and speed can you get out of the four, not the one. That's the way I do math as it pertains to business, looking at it from a team perspective around getting the logo to be more, getting the logo to be much higher and much greater, getting more products in the hands of the consumers. That should be the main focus of a CEO. That should be the main focus of a leader. That should be the main design of a culture and a team. So thank you, Keith, for this. I hope you guys learned. I hope you guys enjoyed. Now let's make some changes. Thanks a lot.